Welcome back already to the I-League LAN finals. We're here with the winner bracket final. It's actually game 2 of a best of 3. HGT versus LGD. This series started last night. Unfortunately, Dota 2 servers had some hiccups. There were some delays. We only had game 1 get. This is game 2 with LGD having a 1-0 lead. Joining me for this best of 3, none other than Mr. WinteR Dota. WinteR, how you doing? Are you with me? Hello, hello. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. WinteR. No WinteR today. Okay, WinteR. WinteR, are you there? No.
Yeah, but I didn't load into the game.
Ah, we got issues then. That's a problem. Do I need to join you in Dota TV? Is that what's going to happen here?
I'll just watch from the stream, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do. We've got HGT. They lost. I don't know if you caught much of last night's game. They actually used this jug pick that we're seeing come out here. But they lost that game, unfortunately. It was the Silo Morphling proving to be too powerful.
Nope, I didn't catch that game. I was busy.
You're a slacker. That's what you are. You mean you don't watch every single Pro Dota 2 game that gets played, WinteR?
Well done.
Poor form, poor form. Here I am, working my butt off. Watching every... No, what am I talking about? I just grabbed a beer from the fridge 30 minutes ago. Who am I kidding? It's been a fun day. I've been casting Dota 2 Asia Championships. Now we have I-League action with LGD versus HGT. Then Vici Gaming in the loser bracket final will take on the loser of this series directly afterwards. And we've got a draft underway. So, pretty standard opening. LGD going for the Ember Spirit, Vengeful Spirit. They almost always first pick this Ember Spirit when it's in the pool. And HGT seem to really favor the jug, which we're seeing quite a bit of as well.
Yeah, he got buffed like the attack speed, right? In the latest patch.
He's got an extra 6 agility, the jug, and also the Blade Dance. It's better at the early levels. Oh, I think it's better at all levels.
Better at level 1, I think. 2, something like that.
Yeah, it definitely got... the Blade Dance percent got a decent little buff.
You get more value if you have 1 point now.
Yeah.
Yes.
The hero seems to be... And just having that extra... Like, the 6 extra agi, I mean, the hero can jungle that a little bit better. He can just lane a bit better. Everything about him, he's just doing a bit more damage, so... He seems like a just more well-rounded hero now. 6 agi, 2 OP. It's actually quite a lot, 6 agi. I don't know.
6 agi is almost 1 armor, and people were talking about the buff Necro got a few patches ago, plus 1 armor, base armor.
Yes. Yeah. Except the agi is also damage for the Juggernaut. It's also attack speed. It gives him a bit of everything which he benefits from. So, alright, we'll see. HGT then transition into that second stage, and LGD, when they get this Ember Spirit for Yao, normally it's to kind of work around Sylar on some hard carry. The Medusa, the Morphling, his 2 preferred ones, and both of those 2 carries do get banned out here by HGT. So we'll see what they go for Sylar instead now. The Anti-Mage still there, not exactly the best here. I've seen Juggernauts just wreck through Anti-Mages, especially when you go to that Blink build and you can like blink after him when he tries to juke you and Omni-Slash him. It was earlier today where a Juggernaut just wrecked him. It's going to be a Lycan though, so LGD picked the Sylar Lycan up with the Morph Medusa ban.
Lycan with Venge, a lot of damage.
Yeah, even though you're on the Radiant side, it's not always all about the Roshan with the Lycan pick. So
how far am I behind?
There's 0 delay on the stream, but 0 delay works out to be like around 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds.
Okay.
So you can offer your expert analysis in well, delayed time, I guess. My condolences.
On borrowed time.
That's what happened. The other day, there was a game that happened to me where we had to cast from Dota TV because for whatever reason it like kicked me out as they were loading in. And then...
Yeah, it happened to me just now. The same thing.
Yeah, perfect world, man.
I can't get back in.
Perfect world, fun stuff. But we'll hopefully get things smoother for for the next BO3. There's possible game 3 in this series should HGT win it. But we'll see how things pan out here, as it is going to be HGT playing on that dire side. So they are not in as big a risk of losing Roshan control to the Vengeful Spirit Lycan, but there is always that slight worry that if these heroes do go missing on the map, they could smoke into Roshan and go for some kind of a sneak, and LGD, this is another kind of LGD pick. They love their Visage. They go for a 4th pick Visage to pair with the Vengeful Spirit. You've got Familiars, you've got Lycan, you've got lots of summons, you've got lots of physical damage, and with a Vengeful Spirit on your team, this just seems to be a pretty kind of nice altogether draft with a lot of synergy.
I was actually expecting Ancient Apparition for LGD.
For LGD?
Yeah, because of the healing ward.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
And very good synergy with Ember.
The Familiars are good at sniping the healing ward, though. That's always... I mean, even Lycan Wolves, they're invis, so they can actually find the healing ward pretty easily, too. So the main issue is if the healing ward, with the 450 movement speed, you can't actually get to it. You need some kind of blinking hero. But the summons actually work quite nicely for sniping the healing ward.
You talk about 450 movement speed.
That's a lot.
650.
Queen.
What? Oh, yeah, the Lycan in ulti form, yeah. And HGT pick up a Queen of Pain. This is not a hero. I feel like HGT draft very differently and prioritize. Like they're drafting a lot more like the Western teams are right now with the Juggernaut picks, the Queen of Pain. We're seeing some teams go for, and not exactly a popular mid.
They are playing for lane dominance. Quap versus like they're expecting an Ember going to be very good, and Rubik Juggernaut is a very good aggressive trialing because you live and Blade Fury. Very good synergy.
That was what they did last time. The game you missed last night was the offensive tri-lane the Jug, and Sylar got no farm. I
think that's what they want to do, because against Lycan, you don't want the Lycan to have a good time. Like if the enemy puts the Lycan middle, you have Quap middle, which will bully the Lycan quite a bit for the first few levels. And yeah, looking at the heroes, HGT they are very strong laning phase, and they are looking to establish a huge lead just by out-laning the enemy and potentially get a couple of kills in the early game.
Alright. Well, potential offensive trial. I guess they need some kind of a solo hero for the side lane, and this is where both teams essentially need their kind of off-lane hero, and for HGT it may be a safe lane solo hero.
LGD needs like a Puck or a Tide or something along the lines. Maybe Puck, because Tide is out.
Yeah, Tide banned out, so Puck available. Definitely some kind of good like initiation / teamfight centric hero. Bat's also banned out.
Yeah. Oh, no Bat Rider.
Clockwork? So. In July plays a lot of Clockwork. The Doom gets banned out by HGT. I don't know if that's what LGD really wanted. It'd be a bit too much. I mean, it's another kind of farming hero who can't really fight or create that much space for the Lycan. So we'll see what they go for instead.
But it's like if you have Doom, Ember, and Lycan, and what if you don't win the early game enough? Then you're going to be like auto lose because of their 3-core.
Yeah. So it's going to be a Darkseer. Ooh, I like the Darkseer. We saw a very well played Darkseer the other day by Ice for Vici Gaming. And
that was with the PA and the Ember. This game is Lycan Wolves and the Ember as well.
Yeah, Iron Shell and Ember is a lot of damage with the Flame Guard, and he can kind of get pretty aggressive when he's like around that 10-minute mark when he's got the magic resistance from the Flame Guard as well. So I think the pick synergizes pretty nicely. I mean, you mentioned on the Lycan as well.
And they need someone to be able to like stand in the lane and very good at 1v1 so that he can actually maybe make HGT think like, oh, maybe we can't aggressive try or they can't find a good like. And basically, Darkseer does okay against almost everyone.
I can't really. I mean, there's no heroes that would just beat a Darkseer in a 1v1 lane that I can really think of. There's some which can maybe trade farm with him equally, but nothing that's gonna.
I remember in the old days, Anti-Mage used to do quite well 1v1 Darkseer.
Oh yeah, Black kind of showed that. It's gonna be a Lifestealer pick, and makes me wonder maybe dual lanes even from HGT. Lifestealer not really a hero that does that well 1v1 against a Darkseer. At the same time, it's not really an offlane hero, so it may, are they offensive trialing the Lifestealer and doing Jug? Icy picks up the Jug, so I don't.
But Jug doesn't do like exceptionally well against Darkseer though.
Do you feel like Lifestealer does though?
More like mostly maybe 2-1-2, I guess. If they pick Lifestealer, if they want to really like 1v1, they would probably have went with the Anti-Mage.
Not the pick I was expecting from HGT.
They have like Queen of Pain Lifestealer bombs, and they have very strong mid game fight, a lot of damage. There's a good mix of spell damage and physical damage in between the Jug, Lifestealer, and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, but from LGD's side, they've got plenty of physical damage to be able to focus down the Lifestealer if they want to in Rage. Similar for the Jug when he's in Blade Fury, and it looks like Icy is on the Jug, so it's going to be that kind of Ice style offlane Jug perhaps. And you look at the physical damage with Lycan, with the the Visage Familiars with the Venge amplification from the Wave of Terror as well as Vengeance Aura. I feel like they match up okay against the HGT draft, but as you said, HGT have really good lanes. Rubik, Skywrath, Juggernaut as well on their side. The lane dominance is definitely there for the HGT side. So we'll see a rotation towards another Radiant jungle. Both teams heading the same direction, and a possible fight brewing as Venge has boots and should be able to get away from this Rubik. Darkseer does not. No, he's not going to be chased down. And LGD going to lurk around the side here. They're looking maybe for a fight. HGT do have the Blade here on their side as well as a Rubik who could hit a multiple hero stun. And Iron Shell comes out. Silo wants to chase. He's already leveled up the Howl, so you are fighting into a 5-hero Howl. And it looks like HGT, they get cold feet. They back off and will not take the 5v5 with LGD. Do get some Sentry Wards down to do some early pull camp blocks though.
They have... it looks like they're actually going to try lane instead of 2-1-2, are they?
On the HGT side?
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be maybe even a solo offlane Jug. Oh, bottom bounty rune. Going to be controlled by LGD as they send 4 heroes to secure it. Sylar gets it and top one secured by the Darkseer. So both bounty runes for LGD. And it seems Jug is going to be offlane solo. They're going to try lane against the Darkseer.
Yeah, that's actually huge. Both the bounties, but having to go safe lane, I guess because they weren't really confident. Like, probably the plan originally wasn't to go like this. I feel the trade is very favorable for LGD if HGT doesn't contest the lanes.
And in July, should be able to get level 2 pretty securely here. He just needs like 2 creeps of XP because of the bounty rune. We'll see if he can get close enough.
It's a very huge deal for the offlaners to get the bounty rune nowadays.
Yeah, and he's going to bully out the Skywrath, so should be able to hit that level 2. Just needs that range creep XP, and with a double Iron Shell, easy peasy. He's got level 2 now, even with the creeps being denied by the Lifestealer. So, LGD, well, haven't introduced them too much. You can see in July in the offlane Darkseer up against the Trilane. He's going to be up against Pretty Whore on the Skywrath Mage, Kaka on the Rubik, and ZSMJ playing the Lifesteal. In the mid lane, it's going to be Sylar on the Lycan, 1v1ing the Air Queen of Pain. And in the safe lane, it's going to be Yao playing the Ember Spirit, MMY on the Visage, Faith on the support Vengeful Spirit up against the Icy Jug. So they actually send Lycan mid as opposed to the Ember Spirit against the Queen of Pain.
Ember does pretty, Ember has a very, very hard time. Lycan, I would say, is better because you have wolves, and when you have like two levels of your wolf, you can jungle if the lane is like terrible for you.
Yeah. And Queen of Pain kind of known for the lane dominance, and Sylar only just now picks up his first CS. Faith rotating in to try help make the lane just go that little bit better for the Lycan. As Sylar will now be under his tower looking to CS, and with the Quelling Blade should do so pretty
I don't think the Venge being here will help too much. I think it's better for him to actually skill Terror at level 1 and just double stack the camps. For the Ember maybe later. Yeah.
2-minute rune comes up, Pretty Whore going to get the Haste rune, and Faith going to get a bounty rune at bottom. So runes get split between the two teams, and Darkseer at top does need to be a bit careful here, as Dire Observer does give vision into the lane, but looks like he's not going to use this Haste rune to great effect here. He does get scouted up by LGD as well, so shouldn't see this doing too much. He's kind of looking for a Courier snipe here, it seems, or at least hoping that a Courier maybe comes his way, but considering he was spotted with the Haste rune, this shouldn't really amount to too much.
Yeah, but looking at the lane so far, I just feel if HGT doesn't get first blood or get like a couple of kills, going into the mid game is so difficult for them to fight the LGD lineup.
Skywrath still...
It's like, more or less, if it's an even early game, LGD has a huge advantage.
Yeah. Sylar going to get this bottle up, and Skywrath's time somewhat wasted here, as he's looking around for a potential bottle snipe, but very, very unlikely. Low percentage play as far as the Skywrath is concerned. And he knows that. He's not really expecting to get a bottle snipe, but if it does happen, it's a big win for his team. So Darkseer at top, getting zoned out of the lane. He's not getting very little. Compared to the Jug, who's already level 3.5, this Darkseer, even with a bounty rune, is struggling to reach level 3 himself.
Yeah, to be fair, the enemy has Rubik and Skywrath, very strong at killing Darkseer supports like this.
Yeah.
You can't escape, and the Juggernaut has spin against a Venge and a Visage.
No, it's proven to be a much more effective offlane for the Juggernaut. Although a hero who really, if he's getting nothing out of the lane, then this hero is not really worth picking.
Yeah, but sometimes depending on the strat though, if you just want the healing ward with levels, then it's fine for Juggernaut to have just levels. And some, like in this situation against this dual support, like Venge and Visage, which can't kill the Jug. It's very difficult for them to kill him.
MMY, he goes for the room, which seems like a risky play considering he has no boots. The Jug does have boots, and this is going to be first blood. Jug gets the last hit on it for HGT. You mentioned they need first blood, they're going to find it, and that was just a risky play. Even without the Rubik rotation, Visage escaping from a boots Jug when he doesn't have boots himself was kind of a long shot.
Yeah, that was just very greedy to contest the rune alone there.
Yeah.
It was just... Yeah, even if, you're right, even if the Rubik didn't come in, he was still... Yeah,
I think he's still dead. I think it was still dead regardless.
Because he doesn't have boots.
Yeah. Jug even picked up the DD rune. In July, looking to farm some stacks, which the Skywrath, I believe, set up himself. So we'll share the XP with the Skywrath, but this is kind of what the Dark Scene needs right now.
This is huge.
Yeah. In July, though, he may be getting punished for this one. Rubik comes in, and he can't really surge away because the telekinesis will be used as soon as he surges in. Rubik and Skywrath get the kill on him and will come in and, well, they're not going to be able to finish off this medium camp. There's just one Ogre Bruiser there, and they will finish it off, but it's not going to be much of a prize for him.
I think he got most of the last hits from the... I think he got like 6 or 7 or something.
He's at 12 CS, and he did not get much CS in lane, so I want to say he got most of that camp.
Or 3 or 4, something like that. I remember like a couple of moments ago. So I guess he got most of the last hits there.
Yeah.
So he completes his soaring from that.
It feels like it was an okay trade for Darkseer. It wasn't a first blood.
I think it was okay, yeah, considering it wasn't first blood.
It's not a probably pretty even trade in the end for the Darkseer, considering the farm and levels he got. Now he can fall back to the jungle. There's a big medium camp waiting for him, which it looks like he's going to share with the Venge, perhaps, some of this XP. And for HGT, they're all about the lane dominance, and they are up a couple of kills here. Their supports are making some movement around the map to get some early kills, but it's not like they're walking all over LGD right now.
LGD, I think if I'm LGD right now, I'm very fine with this situation, even though we are behind, but it's... I mean, if you are heroes, I'm not even further behind against the enemy team.
Mid lane, they've gone in on Sylar here, and they're going to use a Sonic Wave for the kill. Support rotation with the Sonic Wave being used. HGT just have to keep on being this aggressive. I mean, you mentioned LGD are pretty happy with their position. That's because HGT haven't really upped the aggression just yet.
Yeah, that's what they have to do as HGT, and LGD needs to just make sure that they... I just feel they just need levels. As soon as they have Visage level 6 and like maybe a mech on the Darkseer, they have very powerful team fight with the birds.
Yeah. And the fact they're giving the Ember Spirit the safe lane free farm, it means they know Yao will have his just phase boots, his wand, his braces / drums, just for that kind of 10 to 15 minute fighting that's going to happen, because HGT are going to be strong around that point. And Icy as well as Kaka, triple Fire Remnant comes in with a 2-hero Searing Chains as well. Icy going to drop the Healing Ward, but that should be an easy pick off if they want it. Doesn't actually get the Healing Ward, Faith. What are you doing? He's going to go for the stun instead. They think they can out-damage the Healing Ward, and with Queen of Pain showing up, does not seem to be the case. Icy. Finally, they get the Healing Ward, and Sylar now going to pop the ultimate. They will end up getting the kill on this Juggernaut. No, Sylar going to block himself with the Wolves. Icy, one more right-click. Sylar gets it. He'll back off as well to back to safety here. Queen of Pain does get a cleanup on the Vengeful Spirit, but that was a really nice swing going the way of LGD and the bottom river. Really great play by Yao's Ember Spirit.
Yeah, that triple Remnant into the double chain set up everything.
Yeah. That's a ballsy play to make too, because you go in for that triple Remnant, you don't have any escape from a second Remnant. You're committing everything you have to it.
He knows they can't kill him because the shield will block the Fate Bolt damage and the Blade Fury damage. Yeah. So he's in no danger of dying.
It's more of like Queen of Pain shows up with a Shadow Strike and a Scream, and there's some additional damage as Queen of Pain eventually showed up, but didn't really, it doesn't have the ultimate, I guess.
I think it was quite a high percentage play because they were in the other side of the map, so I guess it was fine for him to actually try.
Also, I mean, you have the mana problems. As soon as you Fire Remnant in and you use Searing Chains, you don't really have mana for a Fire Remnant out. I mean, that costs 410 mana, which he just barely has when he doesn't even have that when he's full mana.
He knows his limits basically.
Yeah, he basically has one Fire Remnant cast, so he wants to get a triple nuke off with that Fire Remnant.
He was very good with his mana usage.
Oh, here comes an Infest Bomb very early on. They want Sylar mid, and without an ultimate, Sylar doesn't really have an escape here, but he's got supports coming in from behind. It's Yao's Ember Spirit once more. Gets his Searing Chains off onto 2 heroes, but ZSMJ will rage it off, and Faith, maybe going to be a second casualty. Air's got a blink to the high ground, barely escaped the Fire Remnant to chase. Has he got a Searing Chains? It's on cooldown for 2 more seconds. Air will TP out just barely in time. Almost gets the Queen of Painkiller. 1-for-1 trade. Lycan for Rubik does favor HGT, but Yao's Ember Spirit showing a lot of promise right now.
Yeah, and this game, you remember the games we casted the other day? He actually have, he always have one early point in slide. This game he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Especially when he goes, like, we're seeing that level 1 Sleight of Fist even when he was going mid, which...
Yeah, he got it level 1. Just dodge.
Oh, bottom lane, a dive from the Juggernaut. He's going to go for an Omni Slash and will get the kill on the Visage. Yao wants a return kill, but does not have that Sleight of Fist to set for Searing Chains, as you just mentioned, and even with the Searing Chains, he wasn't going to be killing off the Icy Juggernaut.
Yep.
So Lycan...
he could TP away anyway, so after that chain, so he was in no danger of dying at all.
Oh, bottom lane, they're going to Sonic Wave. They blow up Yao. Couldn't even get off the Flame Guard because of the straight up Sonic Wave plus Fade Bolt damage. That's a nice little kill. That's a big kill too. Yao was starting to gather some momentum and was pretty high level as well.
He doesn't have a lot of last hits though, by the way.
Yeah, he's only sitting on 38 last hits. Queen of Pain and Lifesteal are topping the farm.
Too much. Yeah, he's moving around a lot. Lycan CS is decent. He got a lot of jungle. A lot of it was just jungle. His lane was very hard for him.
It does feel like falling back to the jungle at this point against an HGT, Rubik, Skywrath, support roam, a Queen of Pain, a Lifestealer who's showing he wants to gank may be the right move right now. They're also going to de-ward their own jungle. So Faith finds a pesky little ward that was giving vision as well as blocking the big camp and will help secure safer farm for Sylar in this jungle.
Did you already see what ZSMJ bought? Or
no, he's 2k gold, he hasn't bought anything yet. Just face boots.
Thinking whether he wants Midas or he wants Armlet.
He's got the money for a Midas. He could still just be kind of thinking it over, but the fact he saved up all this money seems like he may go Armlet.
He's not sure what to get, that's why he's thinking.
There we go, he goes Midas.
I think Midas is a better call because you want your lifesteal is basically everything for this team.
Yeah. No,
all your damage.
I agree with the Midas for sure, and we'll help him power level as well. Hits level 9.5, and that's where the hero levels on some of these dire heroes, Jug, Queen of Pain, Lifestealer, all looking really healthy right now. 2 of them level 9 and Jug level 8.
Yeah, at this point they cannot end the game very quickly because of the way they played the game and their heroes doesn't push high ground. Like they have the healing ward but they don't siege that well, so like if you don't go for the Midas, I don't think it's optimal. So the Midas, I agree, it's the best item for his situation now.
Well, we'll see what LGD have in mind here. They have got the level 6 Visage, so Familius come into play. And in July, we haven't seen much from him. He's been sitting on this top lane trying to just get up whatever farm he can. And he's going to Iron Chill off Yao. It looks like an easy kill on Kaka on the Rubik. No escape for him, and the TPs now start coming. Juggernaut has got an Omni Slash. There are Familiars here, so Jug has to be pretty careful. Is he going to go for the Omni Slash? You betcha. It's on the Darkseer solo. Darkseer has a wall, but he pops it a weird direction here. Doesn't actually hit any heroes with it, and easy retreat coming HGT's way. So ultimately, not really a worthwhile gank for LGD. And still not very close to a mech as well.
They brought the whole team top, yeah? And Lycan was farming the other lanes.
4 heroes for a Rubik, and well, they're going to find another kill now with Yao finding Pretty Whore. Going for runes against an Ember Spirit, just never a good idea.
He seems to always have all these haste runes,
Yeah. We'll see Hal get stolen by the Rubik. Not a bad spell, I guess. Probably be looking for something a bit better, but using the Hal when possible.
They can use it for Roche though. If they want, they have Jug, Lifestealer.
Yeah, I mean it's just a level 1 Hal. I guess it's 14 bonus damage for everyone. Better than nothing.
Yeah, if the 5 heroes are hitting the Roche, definitely something.
Yeah. So ZSMJ will go back for what looks to be an armlet now. Picks up the Helm of Iron Will, and it may be time for HGT to go for a bit of a smoke here. They are grouped up around this mid lane, and there we go. Leave ZSMJ behind. He may infest. No, he's going to keep farming. It looks like they're going to leave. Oh no, he's going to infest the Queen of Pain, and they're very close to a very good time on his Orchid. Something like a 15-minute Orchid is probably coming his way, maybe even faster if they can find a pick-off right away here.
I found out that Total TV is actually faster than the stream.
Okay. Alright, that's good to know.
Total TV is like 15 seconds maybe behind him.
Yep. So Rubik going to show himself at mid lane, and Air also reveals himself. He's still got the infested Lifestealer, so GSMJ willing to commit some time to helping out his team looking for pickoffs rather than just going for a purely farm-centric playstyle. And
they have the Orchid, right, already on the quad?
no, he's short 300.
This would be
very
the next
close.
push. This item will make him be able to kill the Ember very easily.
Ember, Lycan, whoever. Darkseer even, no surge away.
Basically, the biggest target if they can kill repeatedly is the Ember. He's going to be carrying a lot of weight now for the team.
Queen Pain going to go top and still has an infested Lifestealer, so seems like Air is maybe baiting things out as there are 3 LGD heroes up here. Ganking Queen of Pains now with the 1300 range blink though is... yeah, it's a challenge. Not the best lockdown from these heroes up top.
They have only one bench stun, Searing and Searing Chain. Searing Chain is the best lockdown for Queen of Pain actually. The bench stun is not even so reliable.
GSMJ finally gives up, says, look, I've got my Midas off cooldown, I want to use my Midas! And he'll pop out of the Queen of Pain and go and make himself some cash.
Wasted a lot of time though, that was like a minute also, a minute and a half.
It feels like, at least a minute. They smoked up, didn't get anything with the smoke, then they popped out of the smoke mid lane, and then Queen of Pain TP'd top and found nothing as well. So that was a lot of wasted time for HGT.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of time for the Lycan to catch up. Like, if you're looking at their net worth right now, the Lycan is like, he was like very far behind before. Now he's just a little like 800 behind the Queen of Pain, which is very good for the Lycan.
There is the Orchid you talked about though. Air's completed it now, and should expect to see him to start ganking. He can find kills even without the Lifesteal at this point. Like, showing Lifesteal on the map may make it easier for Queen of Pain to find kills.
Anyone basically he finds. Maybe apart from the Lycan. If the Lycan was able to pop his ultimate for some reason before the Orchid comes out, then maybe he can't. Like, he's the hardest target to kill basically.
We'll see Icy continue to get his farm on as well in the jug, so pretty even farm, well, not even, but there is some good farm distribution for HGT, and we'll see the Orchid get revealed. Air even had a DD room, but he did not want to go committing to that kill onto Sylar. A blink in could put yourself in a very risky position against a potential Searing Chains or a Vengeful Spirit or something.
Yeah, it was a very difficult situation for him to actually try and blink in there, because if you look at the map, their vision is like on top and bottom. So they have no clue who is behind the Lycan or where the position of the heroes are.
Yeah. Tower's being traded now as Lycan will get the last hit for LGD on the mid tower, and for the HGT side, they take the top tier one. The mid tower definitely the bigger prize there though, and LGD, they're near the Roshan pit, but definitely a risky play to go for that on the Radiant side with the HGT tier 1 bottom tower up. It looks like LGD are actually kind of 5-manning. This is the 15-minute Ember Spirit 5-man, and it's going to be a defense.
They have to avoid getting picked off by the Quap, and 5-man is basically the best way to deal with them.
Icy's going to TP himself in, only has a level 1 Omni Slashes. Yao actually going to miss a Searing Chains on him. Look to maybe force out a Blade Fury or something, and both teams, 10 heroes here at the bottom lane. LGD going to decide to back off. They're going to 5-man so Queen of Pain's not getting pickoffs, and I feel like this is worthwhile for them. Even though they have to back off and not get the tower, they force HGT to bring their entire team bottom, then they TP the Ember top, they farm the jungle, they'll swing some heroes mid lanes, Lycan can farm the Ancients. It's forcing HGT to play a style that they don't really want to play with their draft.
Yeah, they want to be actually fighting as much as possible now, try to push the map and get a pickoff. Like, they still have... The Orchid is like already up for 2 minutes and they still haven't got a pickoff with it.
Yeah. Mid lane, Kaka. This is such a risky kill attempt here. Both supports going into a Lifestealer Queen of Pain. Not sure what... maybe they thought HGT were roshing there, because that was a very weird decision to have the 2 supports go running in clear sight for a Rubik. Does seem like...
Looking at their vision, yeah, it's actually really weird. Maybe they have a ward on top, they see like the Rubik, behind the Rubik there was like no people. So
Air in trouble, gets caught by a Searing Chains, he's locked in place, Sylar gonna get the kill! That's a mega kill streak on the Queen of Pain being ended. And now they swing middle lane. They're going to lose a tier 1 tower possibly, but LGD are looking to fight. They're going to TP in the Visage. Rubik lifts up the Lycan, but he's still got ulti form for another second or two, and he may get Kaka in that time. You betcha he will, with the help of a Visage Soul Assumption. 2-for-0 trade following this one, and it looks like Icy in some trouble. Does have an Omni Slash. Fire him to the high ground. We'll get a Searing Chains maybe, but nope, doesn't have mana for it. Yao is in hot pursuit, but doesn't have much movement speed for this one. Faith is there with a swap, so he can't Blade Fury TP. He's got to keep on running. Surge onto Faith, and the Howl is there, the swap back, and Omni Slash onto Faith is not going to kill him off, and now the Magic Missile hits. Icy maybe messing up this kind of escape. He could have just kept on running or gone for some different approach there, but LGD chase him down in the end. What a worrisome position as LGD find themselves getting a few nice little kills there, and not really losing any key heroes. That was a 3 for nothing in the end, only for a tier 1 tower.
The co-op kill was the biggest kill they got, the streak. Lycan's net worth is already up to number 1, after that.
He's got 4.5k gold. Are you thinking like a Necro 3 game, or does he want to go like a BKB to fight better?
BKB. This game feels like he can get BKB and AC. He don't, because the Necrobook means the lifesteal can actually kill it very easily. So I don't feel like it's a Necrobook game. I feel he needs to get armor and spell immunity. Like I talk about HGT's lineup, very good distribution between spell damage and physical damage. So you need 2 items to actually help you survive everything.
He gets BKB AC, and then he can go like into a Basher to fight the lifestealer better.
Yeah, I think Basher is definitely the dream build for him is like BKB AC and Basher in this game.
Yeah. Well, after that fight, I feel like LGD sitting pretty here. Yao going for the kind of popular Manta style build. We see this a lot on Ember Spirits when they're up against silencers, and you've got 2 in the Skywrath and the Orchid of the Queen of Pain, so we're seeing this a lot from these kind of utility Ember Spirits.
Like I talk about them picking up the Orchid and not doing anything with it. This just makes it even harder for the Orchid to be useful compared to like, okay, you may get a Battle Fury, but you farm a lot faster. But if you get killed by the Orchid once, it actually sets you back so much that it's really bad for your team. So having the Manta slows your farm a bit, but ensures that you are not an easy kill for the comp.
Sylar does end up going for a Necrobook. There are some benefits, like you get map control off of this if you're dewarding with it. You can try and, I mean, if you get into the Roshan pit undetected, you can Rosh very easily. Yeah,
it's still a very good item on Lycan, like, don't get me wrong, like Lycan is very good with Necrobook because of how his spells work. All the hull damage and the Pharaoh impulse with the summons.
Yeah. Well, LGD just gonna look to continue their 5-man. Queen of Pain very weak against this, and HGT are 5-manning into LGD right now, which I could see going quite poorly for them. Unless they can hit a big Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain especially. Rubik, what spell has he got? He's got absolutely nothing at his disposal right now. And this is going to be a big 5v5 clash. Here go HGT. They drum on in. MMY is going to be made the first target. Darkseid needs to hit a wall off of this. They howl absolutely everyone. MMY getting focused down, swapped out of this one. Darkseid, it's a Sleight of Fist. It's Yao doing a lot of damage here. They're bursting through everyone. The Iron Shell on the Necro 3 fighting into this is proving to be a downright disaster for HGT. They've lost 3, only killing off the Vengeful Spirit, who's giving them the minus damage as well. And Icy now out of mana, getting burned down by the Necrobook, which is still chasing, and he's going to get, well, Sleight of Fisted down. Ember Spirit gets himself a dominating streak. Big teamfight victory for LGD. You just can't fight into this 5-man unit.
Yeah, this is the problem where I said they didn't contest the lanes, and they didn't have a very huge lead from the early game. They have to get a good lead, otherwise the hero just doesn't fight very well against LGD mid-game. Team fight presence, LGD is so much better with the aura from the bench and the Lycan damage and your familiars, and Darkseid providing that team fight control.
Darkseid didn't even ulti that fight. Queen of Pain didn't ulti that fight.
he just needed to drop Iron Shells and
the Iron Shell on the Necrobook did a lot of damage there.
That was the most of his contribution for the Darkseid.
Most of the damage that fight felt like it came from Sylar, his hero in ulti form combined with all the summons, the wolves and the Necrobooks. Yeah. I like the decision from Faith to keep MMY alive there with the swap too. And MMY now has money for an Aghanim Scepter, which is flying out on the Courier. Suddenly things looking very, very bad for HGT.
This is more or less already game in this sort of lineup, because it's very hard for them to fight back with this sort of heroes.
We could see a high ground push in like the next minute with this Aegis.
Yeah, like their lineup just is very difficult to play from behind.
Queen of Pain can't fight into this 5-man. Lifesteal are not the best hero as well. And Jug of pretty awful hero. Like, all 3 of their core heroes are bad against 5-man right now.
Yeah, they need to, that's why I said, like, they need to win the lanes. The moment they lost the lane, I mean, they won the lane, but it wasn't, like, they didn't get a huge lead on the lanes. Yeah. Because of the way they actually decided not to try lane damage.
Searing Chain's going to catch the Skywrath, and it looks like an easy tier 3 tower going to be claimed by LGD as they do push onto the high ground. Now start focusing the melee racks. Necrobook's helping out this push, and ZSMJ doesn't even want to go in close. He doesn't even have an Infest. He's going to rage kill the melee Necrobook, but small victory here. The other thing is the Howl onto these familiars, giving a lot of damage here. They're going to take Air's Queen of Pain out with a nice combo there, and, well, even the silence on Yao is not going to stop the aggression here. Yao can even Manta this off if he wants to. He doesn't seem to care right now. He's going to go for another Searing Chains, as ZSMJ as well as Icy both caught by that one, but the bigger thing is the racks. And right now they're ignoring the heroes, even going for the bottom lane, following the Queen of Pain kill. And LGD just seem like this game is pretty much in the bag for them. Omni Slash on through. This is maybe a last hurrah. HGT want to make a play. Queen of Pain even going to buy back for this one. MMY taking quite a bit of damage. Will go down. Big Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain, and the Blade Fury damage on top of it. They've killed off 3. About to be a 4th with the Vengeful Spirit going down. Here's the respawn from Sylar. Does not have ulti form, and it's going to be a second kill onto Sylar post-respawn. Yao on his Ember Spirit needs to try Manta out of this silence. No, he's actually going to hold on to the Manta for now. There we go. Dodges some spells nicely, but gets a second silence with the Queen of Pain. It's going to be a full wipe as LGD overextend there at the bottom lane. The Queen of Pain buyback being used, but more than anything, it just felt like they kind of just overstayed their welcome there. Not a good fight for them in the end.
Yeah, they were too greedy going for the second lane of Rex. I think they could have it was just an easy play to just back off after the Rex. But now suddenly, they lost all 5 heroes. I mean, they're still in a good lead.
They had no creep wave. Like, fighting, Jug just gets off a nice Omni Slash. Even though he doesn't get kills, he sets things up nicely for Queen of Pain to clean up with the Sonic Wave and Lifesteal to run in.
Actually very weird that they actually they didn't back off after the mid Rex. Yeah. Because they were like, they didn't have to do that though. They just needed to go back, push farm the lanes and just go again.
No creep wave, no Necrobooks as well as the other thing. The Lycan Necro units had expired.
Enemy doesn't have a better late game than you as well, so you don't have to. You're not in a hurry basically, and it's the enemy in a hurry.
Just kind of overconfidence. Like, you just took a Rax with no resistance. You're thinking, oh, let's go for another Rax if they're not going to defend. So, I guess HGT may be lulling them into a false sense of security. Whether that was intentional or not is another matter. But HGT now do get at least a small little bounce back winning that fight. About a 2,000 to 3,000 gold swing.
Like HGT is like, I can't let you take the second Rax. That's why they just bought up. Because if they bought up the Queen of Pain when they were defending the middle lane, they would probably still lose the Rex and the enemy can just back off and you waste your buyback. But when the enemy goes for the second lane, you don't have a choice anymore. And
that gets Air, Queen of Pain, BKB. So at this point, Air is not going to die to that Sleight of Fist Searing Chains into whatever damage LGD want to pump into the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, that was a very important item for him to have. Like, finally he has it and it's not going to be... Like, the last 2 fights he died because just from the chains alone. Like, 1 chains, 1 Lycan hitting him, it's just dead.
Yeah. Well, now top lane LGD. It seems that 5-man will continue. They've got BKB being flown out for Sylar's Lycan, and this is probably the next key item for them at this point. Rubik actually stole the Summon Wolves, which is a pretty nifty spell to have, although it seems to have expired for him. Getting a lot of scouting information here as to where LGD are moving around the map.
I think the best spell he can steal this game is like the Familiar.
Yeah.
Either the Familiars or the Soul Assumption. The rest is pretty not so...
Yes.
It doesn't turn the tide of the fight though with that spell. Like, Howl doesn't really do so much for them, I feel.
No.
And Darkseer spells are... Okay, maybe if you get Vacuum, you can Vacuum into some Sonic Wave. But that's not very easy to pull off.
Well, we'll see tier 2 taken with absolutely no defense here. Icy's looking for a smoke wraparound here to maybe start things off.
They missed the smoke on the corp actually.
Okay, Queen of Pain on the high ground does have the infested Lifestealer, but you don't really want to engage in. Sylar can just BKB off a lot of the damages in silence. Icy's still looking for the flank. He wants to catch some of these maybe squishier supports in the back line. Heroes like the Visage, who does a lot of damage if left ignored in a team fight. Air gets swapped in, no stun support. He does BKB immediately. Faith in a bit of trouble here, and here comes the Jug from behind. He's looking for MMY, right-clicking him down. Will have an Omni Slash. He's going to throw it. MMY splitting the damage pretty nicely. And now the retreat is on. Juggernaut, Medallion, right-clicks, will go down. Ember Spirit with a Sleight of Fist kill. 3 dead on the HGT side. Luckily, Queen of Pain's alive, because there's no buyback here for the Queen of Pain. Lifestealer and Jug do both have buyback themselves, and they're going to have to use it if they want to hold this top lane. Double buyback, and LGD say, great, you want to buy back, we'll back off ourselves, and you're not going to find any pickoffs with this. They may re-engage too. This is looking very bad for HGT. If they have to buy back to keep on defending, they're just not going to progress item-wise.
Yeah, LGD is still in a very good position to like the game is still very easy as long as they don't make much mistakes.
Yeah.
It works for them.
If they
I don't
want,
think
they can
HGT
fall back,
do
wait for the
anything.
next Roshan, although it's still
Yeah.
quite a ways away.
They have better late game. They have better item progression. Basically everything is better for them.
And Juggers falls off pretty quickly as a late game carry. I feel like they can kite Lifestealer around well. And just they've got such good physical damage that Lifestealer... The magic immune Lifesteal and Queen of Pain is not necessarily a big issue for them. It's not like they're all relying around the nuke damage.
Yeah, they have Medallion and the Howl minus armor, Vengeance Aura. They have so much right click.
It feels like 80% of their damage is physical damage right now. Oh, big two-hero Searing Chain.
Their spell is damage is like only Soul Assumption.
Oh, that's looking like a dead Rubik here. Kaka will get taken out by a Magic Missile. Now they actually are going to go into the high ground. Queen of Pain forced to blink backwards, and knowing that any one of these core heroes dying, they do not have buyback. And this is looking like a free Rax for LGD. You kind of have to engage, but at the same time, Rax has already been taken. So for HGT, this is looking kind of like a futile effort for them. Air going to throw out the Sonic Wave, doing a lot of damage to Faith, but even killing off a Vengeful Spirit will mean you get the negative damage on yourself. Icy's going in, going to force out a BKB from Sylar, who's going to now turn and fight. The wall comes out. 2 heroes on the HGC side. Life's still going to be a third. As Zedus MJ takes a spill, and with 4 Raxes down, it's GG. HGT are going to lose this BO3 series and drop down to the lower bracket, where they're going to meet Vici Gaming.
Yeah, this game is just basically... I'm not sure why they didn't want to go tri-lane though, and they could have picked something else to actually maybe fight with the Darks here. I mean, even if they wanted to put the Darks here, I mean the Jug was the Darks, it's still fine though. Like the main thing they had to do was like win a lot in the laning phase with their heroes. Or even like just put the Lifestealer. I mean, they have to like sacrifice top otherwise and get a lead in the other lanes. Like middle is gonna be, they're gonna win middle regardless because Queen of Pain beats all of their heroes. They can set whoever they send middle is just gonna be under a lot of pressure. They just need to win the safe lane and stop the also stop the Visage from getting levels from the jungle because Visage with levels is obviously more strong than the Skyraf and Rubik.
I guess the worry is if they go offensive tri-lane, it wasn't actually a tri-lane versus a Lycan. They'd be tri-lane versus a Vengeful Spirit, Ember Spirit, and Visage. And they have Howl. It's a tri-lane with Howl and a pretty good killing combo. So it's actually not really... I mean, Rubik, Skyraf, Jug is probably a slightly stronger tri-lane, but...
I think their tri-lane is better, and it's also because that the fact that your lineup, you have... The way, like, if you want to win with this lineup, you have to win the lanes. I understand that your point is the enemy still has, like, quite a decent damage output with the Howl and the Ember Spirit and the Venge Aura and the Soul Assumption, but like if you don't contest the lane, you're more or less you're in so much trouble in the mid game. And what's the point of doing the safe lane if you can't win? If the chances of winning if you safe lane is like maybe just 20 or 30%.
Well, that does it for our first BO3 series, although it was just a single game with game 1 being played yesterday. Our final series for today is going to be Vici Gaming taking on HGT.
Starting soon? Good?
It's scheduled to start in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is that a problem, WinteR? You got issues?
No problem. It's just dinner time soon for me.
10 minutes, plenty. Can chow down.
Alright, sure.
That's all you need. Well,
I need a Papa John pizza.
Alright. Well, we'll make sure WinteR gets into the lobby, hopefully, for the next BO3 series. Do apologize to you guys in Dota TV. If you were just hearing half of our conversation, there was some perfect world issues. Happened the other day as well when it couldn't connect into a game, so WinteR was just casting off of the stream on Dota TV. But guys, next BO3 coming up. Stay tuned. Myself, GoDz, as well as WinteR will be bringing you all the action from the I-League LAN finals in just a moment.